Hello, everybody. Hi, how are you? My name is Samantha Rose. For those of you who don't know me, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm going to talk to you today about boosting engagement, connecting with more people, creating more sales, which ultimately will create more promoters and will create you an incredible team. So I have been drinking and sharing ketones now for almost 6 years, and I'm always learning and growing every single day. I'm always learning and growing. So I actually did a training the other day that was talking about just engagement, boosting engagement. And I took a little bit of what they taught and a little bit of what I'm doing right now that's working. And I wanted to jump on and share this with all you guys. So as you're jumping on, tag your team, tag somebody that you feel needs to hear this or will benefit from learning more about boosting engagement on their posts. Like if you are posting things in your story, but nobody's really responding to you, if you are posting things and you're not really getting into conversations that are moving the bar forward, then this training is definitely for you. So first thing I want to talk about is people are looking for the benefits of the products that we're sharing. They're looking for ketone benefits, right? They're literally, that's what they're going to be attracted to. People are looking for the solutions to their challenges. So that's what we should be putting out there as creators online. Now, this applies if you're building your business online. And of course, even when you're talking to people in person, you always want to focus on identifying what your person's challenge is and how you can provide a solution. And there's a couple different reasons why people buy things in the first place. Okay, I'm going to specifically be talking about online sales in this training, but there's a lot of the stuff that you can learn and you can actually apply this to belly and in-person conversation as well. But why people buy? Okay, people buy things to save time in their life. People buy things to save money in their life. People buy things to avoid pain or loss. People buy things to transform maybe their inside, their outside game, whatever. And they buy things to feel good. All right. So if you keep those 5 things in mind, you always want to create your content around how people can do those things, how people can save time, how people can save money, how people can transform or improve their life or their mindset or their health or whatever it is that you're wanting them or they're wanting to improve and that you want to share with them. Right. And without something, this one thing, people won't buy. There's one thing, and that one thing is trust. Without trust, people won't buy. People are not going to buy something if they don't trust it. And trust takes time to build. It takes validation. There's all different parts of building trust. But without the trust, people won't buy from you. So trust will come from you showing up every day on your platform and sharing you and your life and connecting and relating to people, not being a prove it billboard, not being a ketone billboard all the time. People are not going to trust you if that's all you're talking about, right? They have no reason to relate to that unless it's just in that one area of their life, which is ketones. We want to relate to them in all aspects or in multiple aspects at least, right? So that'll be super important. And showing people that you're real, showing people that you're consistent and you show up regularly. Not someone who shows up like every couple months and randomly says, hey, I'm back on the internet, I'm back to share it. And then a couple months later they disappear. Like don't even announce your departure or your arrival. Just keep going. Just be consistent, right? Just show up. So that's how you build trust with people. And what will create the trust? There's aspects, like I mentioned, that will create the trust, and that's authenticity, respect, credibility, that you show up, like I mentioned, and you have integrity, that you're helpful, that you have standards, right? That you have similar values to them. All these things will create trust. Information, right? We do want to give people information and provide value, tell stories. That's another one. That'll definitely build trust, because the more stories you tell, the more open and vulnerable you get. And ultimately people will relate more and more the more stories you tell, because somewhere in there, they're going to see themselves within you. And that's what's going to create that energetic connection, even through the internet. So when we want to get to know someone, we typically ask questions. So we want to make sure that when we're using our social media, we're actually engaging with people and asking questions, not just saying, I, this, I, that, I, this, I, that, I, this, I, that. You really want to Ask questions on your feed, ask questions in your comments, ask questions in your messenger. Get to know people just like if you were at a party, right? If you were in a group setting, if you were at a PTA meeting, if you were, at your kid's school, if you were at work, you're going to talk to people. It's not like you're just going to walk up to somebody, say hey, and like walk away, and that's going to build relationship. The internet is the same way. When you're online and you're on your social media, you always want to connect, ask questions, build that trust, stay consistent, show up. And that's going to be a major part of setting the foundation for creating the engagement, right? You got to stay consistent, because every time you fall off, your algorithm will slow down, your engagement will slow down, and it's almost like you're picking back up and starting over again. So build the trust, build the trust, build the trust. That's like the first thing that I'm going to talk about, building trust. Okay. So next thing, let's move over the trust box and let's move on. I want to talk about something that a lot of us have been doing that was working for a minute. And this is the link in your bio. Saying link in bio, not having link in bio, but saying link in bio, like on our posts, like link in bio, on our story, check the link in my bio, right? On a live, hey guys, it's me, just check the link in my bio. That used to work. That used to work a lot. And it might still work every now and then, a sprinkle here and there, but I think everyone's definition of working is different. For me, I want to create conversations. I want to create connection. I don't want to just create a sale. I don't want a person to just go into the link in my bio and purchase. I want to talk to them. I want to communicate with them. I want to create this connection with them and build that trust. Create engagement, right? Because engagement on your profile, engagement on your stories, engagement on your posts, engagement on your profile picture, engagement on your lives is ultimately going to show Facebook or Instagram, hey, people are talking with this person, and it'll also see, these platforms are smart enough to also see that you're talking back, right? So that's another definition of engagement. You want to talk to them, talk back, have that conversation, regardless of where it is on your platform. I promise it helps. But let me give you some numbers really quick. If you're a numbers person, the person that I watched the training on this did a whole broad spectrum of data collection. And for the link in bio, if you put up a story or a live or whatever, and a post, and you say link in bio, the platform actually picks up on it. And it's realized that most people don't engage with posts that say that anymore, because they feel like they are in an advertisement, like they're on a commercial, like when you're on Netflix or YouTube, the first thing you do is like hover your finger over the skip button because you want to skip over the ad, right? Or if you're on your story, you can just tap on by when the ads pop up. Even big companies are now realizing that when large creators are like selling something as an ad or link in bio, it's actually not, they don't have that genuine trust and connection with people. So those people aren't actually buying anymore, because it's just a bunch of ads, and it's just a bunch of, the second you say link in bio, it's like their brain switches into ad mode, and they're like, also think about how many steps it takes for them to like go find the link and then go figure out what it is and then look at your products, figure out what they're supposed to have. They're not really sure. They don't even know where to start. They have, they're nervous to ask you questions. Like, that's not creating engagement. That's not creating conversation. And that surely is not creating any type of trust, right? So that's really just a sales technique that isn't really as effective anymore. So, link in bio is shown and proven statistically to have 33% reach. Like, the platform will not send out your content to people. The word reach, when I say reach, that means how many people it's getting in front of. And both of these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, all three I'll say, they have this artificial intelligence that picks up like, hey, this is a quality post, we're gonna push it out to more people. Or hey, this post has a couple red flags like link in bio, we're not gonna push it out to as much. So the platforms pick up on stuff like that. So link in bio gives you 33% less reach automatically out the gate. Then link in bio also gives you 55% lower engagement than normal, because they're actually not engaging with your posts. They're not commenting anything. You're not asking a question. You're sending them away from your post and away from the actual profile before creating the engagement without talking to them, without building trust. And that's, again, lower engagement, 55%. And then link in bio actually is a 1.7% click rate. 1.7% click rate. That means 1.7% of the people that are actually watching that video are actually going to click the link in your bio. So that's super duper low. And they gave an example, and I'll give it to you guys. If you have less than 1,000 followers on Instagram, 4% reach rate means 40 people. Okay, so 40 people out of your 1,000 followers are going to see that post that says link in bio. And then 33% less of that reach brings it down to actually 26.8 people. And then the 0.7% click rate, the 1.7% click rate brings it down to 0.18 people. And last time I checked, there was no such thing as 0.18 of a person. So if you have under 1,000 followers, saying link in bio basically means you're reaching about 0 to 1 if you're lucky. So there are alternative methods, but I loved this breakdown. I loved the statistics. It resonated with me, so I figured I had to share it with you guys. All right, next thing I want to touch on is the link sticker in your stories. So again, they ran a huge data collection, and they were giving all these strategies on how you can share in your stories and what if the link actually benefits. So they said, don't do any more links in the stories, and here's why. It's kind of the same concept as link in my bio. Back when the link in the stories came out, it was very effective because you had to have at least 10,000 followers in order to get the link. So it was a little bit more of valuable. It was a little bit more exclusive, and people wanted to see what was on the other side of that link. But nowadays, anybody can do it. And again, it's just like saying link in my bio. It's just sending people to order without actually connecting with them, without actually creating the conversation, and just sending them just like a billboard ad. And we always say, don't be a billboard. Like, hey, here's how you buy. Okay, bye. It's like sticking a flyer on someone's windshield wiper. It's like hanging a paper on someone's doorknob. Like, how many people actually look at that stuff and then actually follow through to buy in the end? So link in stories actually creates 40% lower views. Like, the platforms put this information out. So this is accessible for people, okay? 40% less views on stories that you put out with the click my link in your story. Wow. That is also a 1% click rate, and it decreases your reach. Your reach is important. Your reach is how many people your posts get in front of, right? So you don't want to decrease that. We want to reach as many people as possible. So we always want to follow the rules of the social media platforms to get in front of as many people and be as creative as we can with finding ways to actually connect with them, create the conversations, and create that trust and build that relationship with people. There's also no way to follow up. Like, you don't know who's clicking the link. You don't know who's looking at your products. You don't know who's doing anything, and you can't follow up. Follow up is everything. Follow up is the key. So if you can't follow up, you're literally opening up this gate, you get the picture, okay? So don't do that. Let's all avoid do that. If you're committed to not doing that anymore, then drop in the comments, committed. I'm committed to not ever doing that again. I'm committed because I grasp the concepts. And it's funny because I'm going to share something with you guys at the end that I've been doing that has literally been a game changer for me. And I've been doing this, and it's actually creating more engagement, and I steered away from not using those links because I was not finding success with the links either. So this kind of brought some validation for me, and again, made me want to share more because I know if it's working for me, and then I heard it on this training, I know it's going to work for you guys too. So they also shared some templates, and I kind of put my own twist on it for stories, and I love them, so I'm going to share those with you. The first template, there's 2 templates I'm going to share with you guys. Take notes or come back to this, like drop any takeaways that you have in the comments. This is good stuff. I'm talking fast because there's a replay. All right, so story templates. Story templates are awesome. It's like a way to think about how you're laying out your stories. It's not just like taking a picture and you're like, here we go. Sorry. Okay, story template number 1. Identify your problem. Okay, this is like how you're gonna lay out your stories. Like, you wake up in the morning, like, what am I gonna share about? I'm gonna give you an example, and this is me identifying a problem. I can say, when I put things in my drawers, this is so random, guys, but when I put things in my drawers, if I can't see it, then it's almost like I don't even own it. Like, sometimes I even rebuy the same things because if I don't see it, then I don't remember that it's there. Does anybody else have this problem? Right? And you can put like a question box or a poll, yes or no. So, oh, also on the polls, I'll share something with that too. My mental reminder with polls. So you can put something on your poll, you can put a question box, let people answer, and ask them, like, identify the problem and ask if they relate to you. So then, like, share a story, a personal story about the challenge that you're sharing. Like, you know, today I opened my drawer and I had realized that this new shirt that I bought was sitting underneath at the bottom of the pile of all these clothes that I had, and I literally forgot that I bought the same shirt twice. This is a problem. Like, I need to see my clothes. Like, oh my gosh, right? So share them, like relate to them. Share the personal challenge that you had into like the problem that you were identifying in that first step. Then in the next slide, share the solution, right? Show them like you got this new hanger set thing and it like literally shows all your shirts. You can hang it in your closet and it's like you never have a hidden shirt ever again because you can see all the shirts when it hangs on this thing and you just show it real quick for 3 seconds and you're like, oh my gosh. And then I got this other thing where I hang my tank tops over here and I can see them and I literally never have to, lose another shirt again. Yay, right? Like share the solution with them. And then you can also put like some type of engagement sticker, like little slide bar, like engagement things. Like, do you love this? Yee! You know, all those little stickers that they have at the top as the options, they're there for a reason. Use them. And then you can invite people like, hey, put another question box and say something like, comment organized if you want me to send you the link to these organizer things that I just bought. It's freaking awesome. So good. I love them. So you're walking them through the challenge, you're relating to them, you're showing the solution, you're giving them a call to action. And that question box has been the game changer for me. And I'll continue to touch on this throughout the rest of this because everything that they put in that question box will go directly into your DMs. It'll go directly into your inbox. That creates engagement. The platform is going to see that. People are messaging you too. So they're going to say, oh, wow, this person is valuable. Let's push their content out more. Let's give them more reach. That's how this works. Okay. So then you have all these people messaging you and then you just create this language like, hey, this is the organizer hanger that I bought. Here's the link. It's so awesome. Let me know if you grab it. I'm so excited for you, right? And if you're like me, you have an Amazon influencer account and you earn a commission off that. Bada bang, bada boom. You can do that with ketones. You can do that with electrolytes. You could do that with the reboot. You could do that with the 10-day challenge. You could do that with protein. You could do that with the Signal OS. You could do that with the Keto Up, right? You could, does anyone else used to drink, energy drinks loaded up with sugar? Oh my gosh, I used to do that. I literally would drink this and this all the time. And then I would feel this way and this way and this way. Seriously, this is my solution. I started doing this. I found the flavor that I love. There's so many. This is what it tastes like. It's so good. It's freaking clean. Has no sugar in it. You can add all those little engagement boxes, put the question boxes, ask for their feedback. What is if you used to drink energy drinks, which one was your favorite? Question box. How much sugar is in the energy drink that you drink right now? Question box. You know what I mean? Do you drink energy drinks right now? Yes or no in the poll. You always want to have a positive and a negative. Don't ever say yes or yes. Like, yes, please. Yes, heck yeah. Because then you're actually opting out all the people that say no. Like the people that say no, you want their engagement too. We're looking for engagement here, not like, it's almost like egotistical when someone says yes or yes, in my opinion. It's like, yes, la, 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 to anyone else that says no. Right? We don't want to like block people out. We're just here asking for opinions. And honestly, this will boost also your engagement. So we want people's feedback. We don't want to block people's feedback. We want to give them the opportunity to speak and raise their hand and engage with you and build that connection with you. All right. So here's another example. I'll give you another example. This is a little bit different, but it's kind of the same. So story template number 2, identify the problem. Okay. Put the sticker, make sure all your viewers are on the same page, talk to them. You can say, do you notice that when you drink wine, you feel like a zombie the next morning? Like, anybody notice that, right? And you put that in your story, you put a little question box, you do all the things. Okay. Give them the positive and the negative response. And then relate to the problem. Tell a personal story. I would literally drink wine, 1 glass, the next day, felt this way, did this way, ba-ba-da. I love it, but I literally felt like I got hit by a truck and I didn't know why it was happening. You can ask another question like, how do you feel the morning after you drink wine? Boom, let them fill that up. And then say, and pick up on the words that they're using too. Like when you see their responses, if they're like tired, lack of energy, foggy, brain fog, hit by a truck, to use that language that they're using. They're your followers that are engaging with you. Match their language. Use that language in future posts or in your response on your next story. If someone says hit by a truck, foggy, headache, dry mouth, on your next story when you're talking about it, be like, oh my gosh, and it prevents the dry mouth and it prevents the headache and it doesn't make you feel groggy, literally not even close to feeling like you got hit by a truck, right? You can identify the things that your followers are identifying as a challenge. Okay, so then reveal the solution. Tell the personal story. I listened to a podcast. I learned about this thing. This biohacker taught me. It's all natural. It helps with headaches, blah, 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 blah. And invite them to ask questions in the box. Do you guys have any questions? If you want me to send you the link to that podcast, here's a question box, let me know. That's like huge game changer on social media right now that most people don't know. So if you guys are listening to this and you made it this far, like secret sauce right there. But we want to create curiosity. We always want to create curiosity. That's the goal, is to create curiosity, not to give them all the information. We don't want to give them all the information. We always talk about creating value, but we don't want to create so much value that they don't have questions, like that they don't want to talk to you, right? So a couple ways to create curiosity is you can be really quick with things, like slide onto things really fast if you're making videos. You could do a quick demonstration of something, but not really provide all of the information. You can do a transformation and talk a little bit about that. People will be curious. All different types of things. Like if you're doing makeup, don't put like the colors and the shades or the brushes or the whatever's, then they have to message you about it. If you're like, oh my gosh, I love this flavor. I love this stuff. I love this and I love that. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's the best in the world. I can't believe you don't have it, but you never tell them what it is. Then they're going to ask you. It's going to create that curiosity. It's going to create that engagement. So just remember, like, the goal is to create engagement on your posts, not create a sale through the post. It's to create engagement so then you can start the conversation. 4,000 comments on a post is 4,000 conversations, is 4,000 people that you're talking to, right? So every comment, every like is like the kid in the back that's kind of raising their hand. You know what I mean? Those likes are still engagement. You want to connect with those people too. So create curiosity more than you provide information, in my opinion, right? It's something that I did in the past. I would provide all the information where people wouldn't necessarily have to ask me questions. So now I'm more mindful about sharing just enough information to create the engagement with people. And again, value isn't always the key to engagement. I wrote this down with stars. If you tell them too much, they will have nothing to ask you. They already have all the info. And here's everything that you need. Like, create that dialogue, you know what I mean, with them. And last but not least, promote and sell every day. Not just your product. Like everything you do, right? If you're selling something on the internet, if you're selling ketones and you're on there and you're sharing it and you're selling it, you better be on there talking about other things in your life, not necessarily selling it, but like your favorite meal, your favorite this, because if you're recommending one thing, you should be recommending other things in order for people to start creating that connection with you, right? They're not just following you for ketones. Like I know Cameron always posts like really good like deals on clothes, like Walmart deals and Amazon finds and like Shein things, right? Like I know that I can look at her page for that. And I know I could look at her page for hair tips and all those kinds of things. I know that I can go to certain people's pages to find lots of different things, and they're always recommending different things in their life. My favorite ring light, my favorite, oh my gosh, all the things. How many times do you have to like send someone a screenshot of something that you bought at home or send them an Amazon link or something along those lines? You should be doing that online too. Hey guys, I want to share with you this new kitchen gadget that I got. It's so cool. Hey guys, I want to share with you this new mouse. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Does all the things. These glasses are my favorite. I don't know why. I love to drink out of them. I think it's the shape. They're awesome. Like things like that. Go into that mindset and people will be more prone and open to you also sharing other things like the ketones, and they'll come to you for recommendations for things, and they'll create that connection, they'll create that relatability, and they'll create that trust. So hopefully that helps. I know that was a lot of information, but I had to share it with you because right now this is the most current stuff that's going on social media. So if you're growing on social media, if your outcome is to grow your business and grow your following and grow your engagement on social media, and you're an entrepreneur, you should always be keeping up with stuff like this because social media platforms change by the week. So love you all. Let me know if any of these tips work for you, how you use them. Drop it in the comments, tag your people, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.